Hi. So you might know me as Charlotte. I'm Kirsten's mum, or you might know me as Foxy Hot Girl, and Kirsten is known as Fox Cub. Basically, I've set the timer for 10 minutes, and I'm just going to answer around 10 questions that I was sent on Instagram regarding my birth, my pregnancy, and about being a first time mum. I've set it as 10 minutes because I could probably talk forever, and I don't want to bore you all. And this is the first video I've done for years, and I don't know how confident I'm feeling. So yeah, 10 minutes, let's go. I just want to say I'm not an expert. Not that you can really be an expert on being a mum, can you? But like, I'm not trained in anything specific. So this is just all my experiences. And I am not a judgy mum, so I'm not saying what I've done is right. I'm just saying that's what I'm doing. So let's go. So I was sent quite a few questions. Some I've answered you straight back if it was something quite specific. And some of these kept coming up. So I've tried to pick ones that kept coming up. So number one, what is your favourite thing about being a mum? And what have you found the hardest? So my favourite thing about being a mum is when Kirsten smiles and giggles and like teaching him new things. So if you follow my Instagram, you probably saw yesterday he rolled for the first time, and I've been trying to encourage him and teach him to do that for ages now. So when they finally do something, it's like, wow, it like makes your heart feel proud, just even like the little things. And yeah, just him smiling is really cute, and I like picking him an outfit every day. That's quite fun. What I found the hardest, I guess this isn't first time mum specific, it's like now specific. So obviously we're in lockdown, he was born in lockdown. So I guess like it's what I found hard is quite a lot of my family still haven't met him. Some of my friends haven't met him. Well, most of my friends haven't met him. We haven't really had help from anyone. Well, we haven't had help from anyone because we've always been in isolation or lockdown or whatever. We haven't been able to go to baby sensory classes, haven't even been able to get him weighed. And I have talked about it on my Instagram, how he's suffered from allergies and it's literally been impossible to even see a doctor. So that's probably what I found hardest. Also, the first few weeks, people tell you you don't get any sleep, but trust me, sleep deprivation was real. I thought I might die, so that was pretty hard. But it gets better. Question number two, did I have any cravings and did I have morning sickness? I had more food aversions than cravings, so I completely went off things like all my favourite foods. So I went off coffee, went off oats, obviously love oats. Basically, I went off anything sugary, and normally I have quite a sweet tooth. Yeah, my cravings the most was Marmite, which I love anyway, but it was like over the top Marmite, curry, and orange squash. And they say if you have more savoury cravings, then it could mean that you're having a boy. So I guess that was right. Number three, was birth how I expected and did I have pain relief? Well, because we was in lockdown before I gave birth, I did quite a lot of reading and I focused heavily on positive birth stories. So in my head, I think I'd made out that birth was going to be like at first, before I did any of this reading, I was absolutely bricking it. I had really majorly bad anxiety about giving birth and I was really worried about it. Then flipped 360 and I was looking forward to it. I was thinking it was going to be like the best thing in the world. But so I guess it was in between the two. It wasn't like the worst thing in the world, but it wasn't the most positive thing that I've ever experienced. Obviously amazing because I ended up with Fox Cub. But I guess what I'm trying to say is it was way more painful than I expected. Sorry if any of you are pregnant. Pain relief. I had 2 paracetamol. They didn't touch nothing. So I went for the epidural, which I thought I would never do, but it saved my life. It was like instant relief. But I might do a video on my birth story if anyone's interested. I have written it out on Instagram, so you might have already read it. Number 4, this was a really interesting question. What were the best and worst things that we bought for a newborn baby? So besides the obvious, obviously you need like car seat, Moses basket for them to sleep in, nappies, muslins, etc., clothes. So besides the obvious things that everybody needs to get, the best thing that we bought was a Mamaroo like seat. It's not a bouncer because it doesn't bounce, but it's like basically a chair. And so imagine this is a chair and the baby goes like round. You have like loads of different settings. So there was like it mimics like being in the car, mimics, what else was it, a kangaroo. Oh, like rocking, like, you know, when you're rocking them side to side. And then it also played white noise, so you could have like rain, ocean, heart. Sorry, I've got mum brain. It's really good, and you could plug your phone in as well and control it by your phone. So you could play music from your phone, or you could just control it from your phone. I know some babies hate it, but Kirsten loved it. So that was probably one of our best things, and they are really expensive, but you can buy them on Marketplace quite cheap as well. I've seen loads on there. We sold ours on Marketplace. Also, we bought a Joey as well, which is like a rocker. I think that's what it's called, Joie. We call it Joey anyway, Joy. So yeah, basically any chair that they can sit in if you just need a few minutes rest from like rocking them. Also, another good thing was the Tommy Tippy, I think it's Tommy Tippy anyway, grow egg thermometer, because then you always know what temperature your room is. So that was good. For when he got a bit older, the sleep bags, they were good. Foil blankets. So like, you know, when people run marathons and stuff and then they wrap the foil blanket around, you can get them like really cheap on Amazon for like £2, and it literally provides hours of fun for Fox Cub. It's like sensory, they like the feel of it, they like lying on it and like they like the sound. So definitely get one of them. The worst thing we bought was, see, this is all in perspective, isn't it? Because the worst thing we bought was a nursing chair, because I don't nurse Kirsten. I don't specifically like breastfeed. And the nursing chair actually made me feel sick, like travel sickness, like rocking backwards and forwards. I kept having like big visions of me like reading him stories on the chair, but no, we got rid of that quite quickly. I don't think we really bought anything else. A nappy bin we just don't use. We put the nappies straight in the bin rather than in the nappy bin and then take the nappy bin out. So yeah, bath thermometers are also really useful. But I could talk all day about things like that, and apparently I've only got 1 minute left, so I'll try and be quick because I'm only on number 5. How much weight did I gain and how did I cope with my body changing during pregnancy? So I gained 30 pounds, which I think is actually higher than average. I think the average in the UK is about 28 pounds. But I mean, I exercised, I ate well, so it is what it is. I think obviously a lot of the weight is a baby, the fluid surrounding the baby, and I actually had extra fluid surrounding him. You have extra blood because it flows around to the baby. Obviously the placenta, that weighs quite a bit. So I think as long as you're keeping yourself healthy, then I wouldn't worry too much. How did I cope with my body changing? I actually, being pregnant was the most confident I've ever felt, really, and so I didn't mind it changing. I did always have in the back of my mind, oh my god, what am I going to look like after Kirsten's born? Like, is my body going to be like drastically different? But as it was changing week to week while I was pregnant, I didn't mind. I quite liked it. I liked seeing the changes. I liked having a bump. So yeah, I think you just have to try and embrace that your body's doing something absolutely incredible, and growing a little baby. So yeah, I didn't mind. Number 6, what was the first thing I said after giving birth? I've thought and thought and thought about this, but I honestly can't remember. I think it's such a blur. I did cry, but I'm not sure I cried because I was like, oh my God, I've got a beautiful baby. I think I cried out of relief that I'd done it. I probably was saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God a lot. And I remember thanking the midwives about a billion times. Probably asking if he's okay. So yeah, I can't really remember. Number 7, why am I pumping and not breastfeeding or giving formula? I could probably do a whole video on this. So I've gone past my 10-minute countdown. So I'm just going to give really quick answers and then I can expand if anyone's interested. So I'm pumping because I really, really wanted to breastfeed. And Kirsten had a tongue tie when he was born, and quite a bad one. Obviously with COVID, no NHS clinics are cutting the tongue ties. So when they have a tongue tie, sometimes they find it harder to latch, and no NHS clinics were cutting them. So it took us 2 weeks to find somebody private to cut it. And by that point, I'd been pumping for 2 weeks. He'd got used to the bottle. I'd got into a routine. I did keep trying to latch him still, paid consultants, lactation consultants to help me. And in the end, I just thought I'd rather pump. Kirill had got into a routine, that's my partner, of feeding him as well from the bottle. So it just suited us really. Formula, we found out he's allergic to cow's milk, and so it just becomes a bit complicated, but I can talk about that in another video. Number 8, did I exercise during pregnancy? And if I did, how did I find the energy? Is it safe? And how do you lose weight so quickly after pregnancy? This again, I could talk for ages on. Did I exercise during pregnancy? Yes. Is it safe? Yes, as long as you're sticking to what you normally do. So if you know me, I weightlifted before I was pregnant. So I stuck to weightlifting. I didn't suddenly just think, oh, 12 weeks pregnant, I'm going to weightlift now. I stuck to what I did before, and I just lowered the weights and avoided certain exercises. I think if your pregnancy is uncomplicated, it's fine to stick to what you're doing. Obviously, extreme sports don't do, and talk to your doctor, personal trainer, etc., especially if you have any complications. How I found that energy is because actually being pregnant, I know a lot of people, they have their energy completely drained because it's all going to the baby. But for me, I felt the most energetic I'd ever felt, ever. And after pregnancy, I'm going to just do a different video on that because this is becoming really long. And if you can hear Fox Cub crying in the background, he is with his dad. I haven't just left him on his own. Number 9, what snacks did I eat during birth? So I packed a whole load, didn't tell Kirill because otherwise he would have ate them all and I would have been fuming. But actually during birth, I'd read so many stories of people saying you have to take Lucozade, take energy drinks, take energy bars, take protein bars, take snack bars, naked bars, nuts, things to keep your energy up. During birth, I did not eat a thing or drink. I think I had sips of water. It is really important to stay hydrated during birth, but for most of it, all I remember is I had my head shoved into a pillow, and the midwife kept telling me, you need to breathe some fresh air, stop breathing the pillow. But even after I'd had the epidural and I was chilling, I don't know if I was told that I wasn't allowed to eat or it just had no appetite basically. But the snacks did not go to waste because then you get moved to the postnatal ward afterwards. And then if you're like me, I had to stay in a night. And we all know hospital food isn't the best, is it? So I was chuffed I had all the snacks then. So things I packed was things like protein cookies, from my protein, naked bars, I think like nut bars, energy bars, just things like little snacks. I had some isotonic drinks as well, and take a water bottle with a straw because you can fill it up. So that was good. And last question. So we've made it to 15 minutes, so it's not too long. And I hope, because I'd set a time limit, I obviously have been talking at the speed of light, so hopefully that hasn't been too annoying for you. But $1,000,000 question. Number 10, would we like more children? I think we both say yes, if we could be so lucky. But obviously we have to see what happens in the future. We're both only children, so it would be nice for Fox Cub to have brother or sister maybe, but I'm not too precious about it. Like, he's completely our miracle and our blessing, and yeah, we just have to see what happens. Anyway, hope this was interesting for you. If you want me to do another one or go into more depth on anything, then let me know, and thank you for the questions.